Hey guys, welcome back to another styling CSS tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm going to be explaining how to use gradients in CSS, which are very useful since they allow you to make a website just look better, and they can really elevate your website to a new level of design. So let me just create a quick project here, and first of all I'm going to go into this project and I'm just going to make a div. Let's just give this an idea of gradient, and yeah, what we're going to do is going to apply a gradient to this div. Okay, so we have our CSS for this grid. So yeah, what I'm going to do first is make it fill up the entire screen, width 100 view width, and let's make the margin 0 on the body. Now let's just check that using this. Okay, yeah, so it has filled up the whole screen. So you can see when we use a background color of red, what we actually do here is it's just simple background color, but we might want a background color or a gradient from red to blue. So let me show you guys how to do that. So it's pretty simple. To set a gradient, we actually set a background image, then we use the linear gradient variable, which has some parameters. So what we can do at first is we can simply just pass in two colors or two or more colors. So let's pass in red, let's pass in blue, and you can see it goes from red to blue at the bottom. And you know, this is going in a downwards direction. We might want to change that. So what we can do is we can actually pass in an optional first parameter, and this is going to be the direction of the gradient. So it's like a bearing, if you know what that is from maths. So 0 represents north, 180 represents south, and 90 represents east, and 270 represents west. So let's try it from 0 first, and you can see now it starts from the bottom, goes north, up, and starts blue. Obviously if we do 90 or something, that's going to be in a sideways direction. I guess not. Let me try 180. Okay, that's a little weird. What has gone wrong here? Oh, I think I know what's happened. We should always make sure to type the angle measurement as well. So yeah, when I type 180, that's going downwards, just how it was before. If we type 90 degrees, then we actually get it a bit more interesting. It goes from the side. So yeah, we can also try something like 45 degrees, so it starts red up here and goes to a diagonal. And okay, oh yeah, that makes sense, because if you think about this, is north, a bearing 45 degrees would be over here. So yeah, that's how we create a bearing, a gradient just like that. So we can also experiment with more colors. It doesn't only have to be two. So let's say we want it to go to green as well, and then maybe even yellow after that. Well, now we can just do something as easy as that, and it's there. So what I can do is I can sort of prompt it to the colors I want. So let's say we want it to go from red to pink to purple to blue, and oh, that is not what I wanted. I actually wanted this sort of pink. Okay, yeah, so that looks a bit better, and you can kind of see where we've gone with the prompting, of course. But yeah, you can kind of use this to however you want. And another nice thing you can do with gradients is you can use transparency. So what I'll show you is, I'll just leave out the direction for now. We'll start on something like, we can start at white at the top, and at the bottom we can go to black. That's sort of what we're looking for, but now let's add something below. So let's just give this position fixed, just so we can do things underneath. So let's give it H1. We want to see this, and you'll see, I think if I put this above it like this, then we'll see it there. But if we had things behind it, then what we could do is we could actually sort of give it a little transparency effect. So instead of doing white, if we go to color picker and we actually reduce this alpha level down to sort of this, then you can see it starts off transparent, sort of white, then it goes towards black, just like that. And I'm going to replicate that a bit further. Let's just add some nonsense in here. So I'll just do lorem ipsum, and we will go sort of let's just do lime on the side, and then we'll do lime, except it's going to be 50% transparent, like so. Okay, what have I done here? Actually, let's add another thing. Let's make it do 90 degrees, like so. Okay, yeah, so now you can really see the transparency effect kicking in, and yeah. So what we've basically done here is we've just given it a sort of transparent effect, which could be useful if you're trying to create a sort of minimal background which still looks nice, but at the same time it's not too invasive. Finally, the last thing I want to show is a repeating gradient. So let's get rid of this text, and let's just go back to our old one, 90 degrees. We're going from red to blue, and what we can do is we can actually use a repeating value. So instead of linear gradient, we can do repeating linear gradient, and we can just specify the amount of space which you want each thing to take up. So let's say we wanted the red to take up 20 pixels, blue to take up 40 pixels. Now if we did this, you can see if we zoom in, you can see the red is taking 20, and the blue should be taking about 40, although I don't really think you can see that properly. Let's try and use percentage values, so let's use 20%, 40%. Okay, so I think this makes it a bit more clear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so you can see the red is sort of like, if you put them together, it adds up to 100, which is 20%. I think that might be how it works, although I could be slightly confused. But yeah, that's how you create a repeating linear gradient. In my opinion, this doesn't look that nice, so I'd probably just stick to the regular background, and you can see this is a better visualization of the 20-40%, where red is only going to be taken up about 20%, whereas blue is taken up 40%, and I think the rest just gets filled in with a solid color. So yeah, that was how you use linear gradients in CSS. I'll make a few small tutorials on things like radial gradients, as well as even conical gradients, which are very interesting. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in a future tutorial. Bye.